Folks, it's episode 77, Clash of the Podcast. I am Conrad Cushman, being joined tonight by my co-host right beside me, Sean Hubbard of Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. All the channels are fixed. Nightbot should be acting correct today. Actually, there might be one thing that they may not act correct about. Watch your emojis and big capitalizations, but I will fix it. We got things popping. Things are good. We got two wrestling pay-per-views coming up for the weekend here. I don't know, man. So that means preview and predictions week from Clash of the Podcast. We got a giveaway, Sean. A giveaway.
It's exciting, man. It's exciting. No Surrender coming up on Friday evening. Really excited about the prospect of what that pay-per-view could look like. And courtesy of Triller TV, myself and you are going to be giving away a code to watch that pay-per-view for the price of free 99.
That's right. So be in the chat, be active, talking, all that good stuff. And we are going to have that lined up for you. And make sure you guys are showing us some love. I think I've touched on everything that's going on in the pro wrestling world, right?
Pretty much.
I think we've done it all.
Done it all with the exception of one thing, my brother, and that's telling you to please drop that thing.
Yes. Another wonderful week in the world of pro wrestling. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Before we get into this, we got to do our shout outs, man. And jumping right to the top,
Joel,
left us a little super chat.
Absolutely.
All you, Sean. Go ahead. You can read it.
Joel in the building. Appreciate you, my G. He says, hope Sean and Conrad are well. Let's talk wrestling. We appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for all the off the air stuff. We definitely appreciate you. Not going to put you on blast, out of respect, but we certainly appreciate you, my guy.
Yes, thank you so much for the support.
My favorite Vinny, the only Vinny I like in the building, says, happy Monday, guys. God bless y'all for the best wrestling podcast on Mondays. God bless you too, Vin. We appreciate you, my G.
Thank you, Vinny. Sir Quills in the house. What's up, Conrad and Sean in chat? Your boy Sir Quills is back to enjoy my two favorite bros, CJ and Hub, episode 77, the Luka Doncic edition of the dopest wrestling podcast, Clash of the My God podcast. Every time I hear that, I think it's Sean. Every time.
We appreciate you, Quilly. Always, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Quills. He said, and by the way, over the weekend, we learned about a new faction member, LOL. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest member of Bullet Club, Dwayne Johnson.
What a freaking moron.
Could be more to that than we thought.
Quilly, I appreciate you, bro, because, I'm like, you, Guy Will Gamble. Shout out to Quilly, shout out to Guy Will Gamble, and shout out to McKinney, who were talking about this with me all weekend. What is this? Are you that much of a goof?
Sean, I think some of this stuff could have been storytelling too.
I know. He pointed at Roman when he said loser and blah blah blah. Nobody, it's corny, bro. Oh my god. Go ahead, Conrad. Please just go. Let's move on.
Clown is in the house. That's Clown with a K. He said, "Afternoon, everyone. It's afternoon, evening.
Shout out to you,
appreciate
Clown.
you.
Shout out to you, Clown with a K. Welcome. The Rock's a clown with a C. What a freaking moron that guy. M. Leezy for Sheezy. What's up, bro? What a freaking moron. Rock makes me sick. What a corny promo. What a corny promo. Go ahead, Conrad. M. Leezy for Sheezy. What's up, bro?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone is doing well and getting ready for a legit packed weekend of pro wrestling, especially the weekend. That is a fact. McKinney also in the house. Yo, I'm here to talk wrestling with the Fire Live Chat and the dynamic dudes of Clash of the Podcast, and let y'all know, don't hate on those who would harm you and don't harm those you love. Appreciate you, McKinney.
That brother.
He said, "Let's go EPW." And McKinney putting up the fist reminded me. Mega Ran definitely released a really dope album about wrestlers during Black History Month. You should check it out. Mega Ran's an awesome rapper as well.
100.
Chad Schrader said, "What up, Conrad and Sean? What up, Chad?"
Chad, we appreciate you, man.
So much wrestling this weekend, it's nuts.
That's what she said.
Hey, XGW says hi. What's going on? Appreciate you, family. Renegade, can't wait to make Paul White in NCAA football. Yo, put him on the line.
Renegade, I'm fired up for that game, man. I'm not gonna lie. NFL, WWE 2K24, and the announcement of NC2A 25 in the same spring and summertime. I mean, what a journey we're about to embark on from a video game standpoint.
I just hope we can do all the old stuff in the NCAA games. I haven't forgotten.
Yeah,
I used to pick them up every year. Every year I would get that, then Madden.
All I can say, bro, is like, can you believe it's been 11 years? 11 years.
Oh, I can believe it. I remember when I got the last one, and then that lawsuit happened. I was like, well, that's the end of that.
Unbelievable.
Last of my kin, _ Gemini King says, new here. What's good? Welcome. I appreciate all of the new subscribers. I did get a nice influx of them recently. Thank you guys so much for that. More on that momentarily. We'll be talking about that. Deanna says, hello, brats. I don't know if that's to us or the chat, but she says hello.
Hi, Deanna. Deanna likes me. It's not to me. Hi, Deanna.
Appreciate it. Terrell in the house. Hubbard and Conrad, salute. Hubbard and Conrad, did you both catch the betrayal taunt The Rock did? I kind of noticed it.
Shout out to you, T317. We appreciate you. The Rock's a cornball. Let's move on. I would slap Dwayne Johnson in the face if I had the chance. I swear to God.
Crystal, where are you when I need you? I need you tonight. I feel it. Jocelyn said classes are going good. Passing section, so I had to pop in. You keep doing your classes, Jocelyn. Never be a stranger. You're always welcome in here. I appreciate you. Thank you for popping in on Twitch.
Jocelyn, such a nice lady. We appreciate you. Easy, what up, though?
Easy said, yo, Hubs, you want some butter with that corn? Oh, y'all leave Rock alone.
That's it, man. That's it. You're the only one. Conrad, don't get me started, bro.
Listen.
I'm trying to educate you, bro. For all the things you've given me over the years, I'm trying to give back. Wake up. Dwayne Johnson is 78 years old and doing
78.
Oh, I'm sorry, 77, excuse me. And at the end of the day, you sit up here and talk about slapping herpes off of somebody's lips. What year are we in, bro? What year are we in? What a corny, thank you, McKinney. What a corny promo. I mean, I almost fell asleep. And you know what? I'm angry at myself because I did not watch SmackDown all the way up until 15 minutes before the show was over. And I got sucked in just like everybody else. Oh, I heard The Rock and Roman are going to be the main event segment of SmackDown. Let me turn over. And I see this guy with a Versace vest on. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're not going to wear a $500 shirt. We're going to wear a $500 vest because we got to remind everybody you're a freaking bodybuilder. Who gives a crap? Go home, Rock. You
don't cover arms like that. You gotta show them off if you got them.
Conrad, I swear to you, Conrad, you're my friend. Conrad, don't do that. Don't.
Yo, no, you have to. Think about it like this. Imagine if the Ultimate Warrior went out there and he came out with like a big sweatshirt on his sweatpants. Bro, you're Diesel. Show it off. That's the one thing you got for you.
Right, let's move on.
Renegade said, what I hate about the Rock stuff, it overshadows Cody's victory. Yo. What do you mean overshadow? Cody's on Raw. I don't know what people want from this. They are trying to force the fans to forgive Rock. He turned heel like you guys want. Yo, this is what I'm saying, Sean. This is where I'm frustrated. This is a delicate situation. Everybody should be happy. Remember, 80% of the community got what they wanted, right? That was what all the votes were saying. Everybody wanted Cody. Cody's back in. You got it the way you wanted it. And I'm still like, I don't know what you guys want to have done then. You tell me what you do in these scenarios then, folks. Conrad, I would love to hear it.
Conrad, how long have you known me?
Several years.
Does it look like I'm kidding?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just asking. You gotta say I'm kind of right too, though. They did give everybody what they wanted, right?
No,
we want Cody. You got Cody back.
I'm talking about the we want Cody part. Yeah, they got that.
Yeah, I'm saying, but this is what has made a mess of everything else. I'm sorry. To get what you wanted, something was going to get messy. Rock looked more a clown when he had the turtleneck and fanny pack. Classic.
Yeah, it's close.
Dwayne Johnson, the clown. Rock could have done the "You for His Precious Miami Hurricanes." But I think that was done on purpose. Matt putting up the one.
What are you doing?
I'm here watching the Daytona 500. Dwayne is there. He was the Grand Marshal. Yeah, they had announced that a while back, I think. Renegade says the mascot mode better be in. I don't know if they'll do that again. Maybe. I'm more worried about make sure you have all the teams in, and I would like to have the mode where you can like port over to Madden with that. If you don't create Bobby Boucher and the Waterboy, what are you playing in the NCAA? Oh, that was for everyone, apparently, the brats. Let's see here. Speaking of classes, I report to my film professor unprofessional behavior today. Sent the letter straight to the school president. Hey, sometimes you got to do that stuff, man, especially in school. Trust me. I had to let somebody know one time in school that same kind of situation. I'm the great Cornholio. We got people. Someone tell The Rock bootleg $500 shirt back to 1998. Told you CJ Brian Gewirtz with the 90s humor. Hey, that's who we hired. What victory? Hubs Hollywood Rock used to have the sleeveless vest on the cow joint. Yeah, he did. He did have that back then. It seems like he's trying to hybrid both of them. Yeah. It was Dwayne trying to play a dude from 1997, and he forgot how this was corny. I stopped paying attention. This was bad comedy at its worst.
Thank you.
Bullshiggity.
Thank you.
Once Rock turns face and helps Cody, I'm rooting for Roman over Rock. See, but you see what I'm saying? So I'm going against the grain no matter what. So you're not going to be happy. You ain't shoving him down our throats. He's never here. I thought he was never here. Now he's here. Now he's being shoved down your throat. All right. Rock's going to send Triple H out of WWE. I don't think that's going to happen, Rockstar. I didn't want Cody because he has the never-ending story. Rob says there is no pleasing wrestling fans. Appreciate everybody. How's that NCAA going to get that old gameplay back? I don't know if they are. Raw's like 10 minutes away from me, and tickets are ridiculous. I saw that. He wasn't needed, Conrad. He wasn't needed. Who called who? I'm telling you, they begged him to do this match. Rock said he was retired multiple times. He was not coming back. He didn't need to, I should say. Corporate or a combination of the two on SmackDown. To me, it was 2000 Rock, but as a heel, he did the straight face instead of the high pitch. Okay. Let Cody have his shine alone. Go focus on UFL, Dwayne. I'm moving into this, Sean. I guess we could talk about this a little before the pay-per-view is Elimination Chamber this weekend. Starts at what time? A swell 5 a.m.
5 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific.
I guess let's finish out this.
5 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Pacific.
It sounds rough to me. Sounds rough, but these are the photos of The Rock that everyone was talking about. Rock cut a promo. They tried to make it seem like Rock officially joined the Bloodline, but I don't know. I never felt like he really did that throughout this whole promo.
The Bloodline is cooking, so
he did, but he never really said like, "Oh, Roman's the tribal." You know what I mean? He never really acknowledged any of the stuff that others do with it. So that felt very weird. Sean, how do you feel about the storytelling aspect of this overall right now? Like Triple H calls out Rock last week on SmackDown for stuff, but then Rock never really addressed it.
I think it's pathetic, is what I think. I think it's been pathetic, and I think it's going to get more pathetic. The story has been convoluted, miscontrived every step of the way. First of all, let's go back in time, okay? Cody finishing the story a year in advance was stupid to begin with. But you know what? Now I find myself hoping he does finish the story just to avoid this Rock crap. They have brought Rock back in the most inconceivable, most convoluted, disrespectful way to the fans you possibly ever could. And then they stop on a dime because they allegedly want to give the fans what they want, the We Want Cody movement, but they're doing it in the most stupid possible way. The Rock's promo was sad. The Rock's promo was sad. And at the end of the day, they're not, I mean, you're right, they didn't even acknowledge Cody Rhodes in the promo other than saying that Cody Rhodes is a loser. What are we doing here? That's what I'm trying to say. I've never been more confused. I've never been more led astray. And it's like, and this is the reason I don't watch WWE. WWE has become this sideshow of clownism and effery. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not gonna say the whole word, effery. And it really it's disgusting what we've come to. That Rock promo was one of the worst I've ever heard. It was terrible. And you have delegated, or relegated, I should say is the right word, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa as afterthoughts. The Rock called himself and Roman Reigns a duo. Roman and Rock are a duo, and Jimmy and Solo are standing right there. Is Paul Heyman part of the group? It's like, what is going on here? So Rock is now the co-leader of the Bloodline, because I don't think Roman Reigns knows that. And it's like all the focus continues to be on The Rock. The Rock don't even deserve to be here. Like, go home. This is the reason I didn't want him back in the first place. He's turned into nothing more from a storyline perspective of a bully. He's a big, muscle-bound bully. And now he's saying that he's going to slap herpes off of people in Utah's lips and that everybody in Utah marries each other. And he's wearing a Versace sleeveless shirt with sunglasses and a diamond chain. Who the heck is this guy? That's not nobody I remember. Oh, that was supposed to be Hollywood Rock? Well, if that was Hollywood Rock, then they fell massively short. And another thing, why didn't Rock and Roman Reigns interact with each other in the ring? Why did Roman introduce The Rock and then The Rock ended the show on a 7-minute tirade of nonsense? It was ridiculous.
I think that was to see if Rock could still control folks, which I think he still can, which is crazy to me because he's the heel now. But I think that they were trying to see. Basically, I think this is all going to come ahead later on. It's just this slow burn storytelling that they've been doing in WWE lately. It's here's 6 matches, and we're going to carry this on for months and months and months. You know, sometimes for months we've known the outcome of certain things. We like Bayley. How long have we known, Sean? Months. We knew that. I'm like, Bayley's going to be at WrestleMania and compete against her own group. I feel like this is the same thing. They have made a move. They went this way. What I'm saying is Cody fans should be embracing this because they did make the change for you. An old regime would have definitely ignored all of this, and we would have still gotten Rock Roman. I don't care. Too bad. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have did this. They gave you what you wanted, and now they're trying to make sense of this. Whatever. I'm willing to see what they do and come up with. I'm going to continue to watch. I'm not saying that, but it has been messy. I can see your points. Like I see some of the chat's points on it. It's been very messy lately with a lot of this stuff. And people are just bringing it up. I see people were upset about the Jimmy and Solo. Like I said, I think a lot of this stuff's being done on purpose. I don't know if this means like at WrestleMania, maybe Rock tells them to stand down. And who do they listen to? Do you listen to The Rock? Do you listen to Roman? This has muddied the whole tribal chief thing up, though. But this isn't the way it was supposed to go.
I don't want to get too heavy, man. I'm very disappointed, Conrad. This has become one of the worst roads to WrestleMania I've ever witnessed. You know that Cody and Seth Rollins are going to be on the Grayson Waller effect. Maybe they're going to challenge him to a tag team match. Who knows? Or maybe it's simply going to be where Seth says he's going to be in Cody's corner or in support of Cody, whatever the case may be. Roman's already said he's not going to be there. I doubt The Rock is going to be there. They're going to keep them separate as long as they possibly can until the week before WrestleMania. But the bottom line is this, man. Roman Reigns is getting nothing but watered down by The Rock's presence. Cody Rhodes is getting nothing but watered down by The Rock's presence. Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman, and Jimmy Uso have become afterthoughts. And The Rock trying to turn back the clock was a failed attempt. To me, it's a lose all the way across the board. I've never been so disappointed. So disappointed. This thing has taken a turn the likes of which I don't think we've seen. I don't think I've seen a situation probably since Daniel Bryan and Batista where I have been more disappointed. But at least in that situation, they fixed it in the best possible way. I'm no Triple H fan as it relates to his booking, but I'll tell you one thing. In 2014, they pivoted in a way that at least made sense. You know what? We're not going to just cut. Rock comes back. Cody, chat, just lock in with me for a second, chat, and just tell me I'm bugging right now. Cody wins back-to-back Royal Rumbles, challenges Roman Reigns. When the match is over, he points and locks into Roman Reigns as the fireworks are going off at the Royal Rumble. Rock returns. Cody gives up his title shot. Yes, the We Want Cody movement comes into place. Okay, just like the Yes movement came back into place. But at the end of the day, all of a sudden, Cody's changed his mind. And now, not only has Cody changed his mind, which could be possible, maybe he thought about it in storyline land and said, you know what? I don't want to give up my title shot. Okay, that's somewhat believable. But you know what's not believable, ladies and gentlemen? All of a sudden, The Rock doesn't want to challenge Roman Reigns anymore. Now he wants to be aligned with Roman Reigns. When did this change in attitude happen? When did these feelings change? Just last week on SmackDown, you were face-to-face challenging him for the World Championship, and 5 days later, on a soundstage in Las Vegas, now you and Roman Reigns are on the same side? What the heck is going on here?
I don't know. I listen. So I'm looking through the comments and I'm trying. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to all of these. I'm gonna try and get to a little bit of everybody's here. But Renegade puts up Cody wins at Mania, but what will ESPN focus on The Rock? That's not The Rock's fault though. Tell ESPN you want to hear about Cody. Like that's the only thing I can tell you. That's not The Rock's fault for him being here, and then that's what happens. Isn't that what WWE is paying him for? Like this is what we wanted from you. Do this. So it's a I feel bad for Rock in a way because it's darned if you do, darned if you don't. Yes. Why are you upset at him for something about promotional stuff? Like he doesn't control what ESPN does. That's on them. But you're mad at The Rock for that?
You know why I'm mad at The Rock, Conrad? And before I even say this, it's going to resonate in your subconscious because you know what I'm about to say in your subconscious. Rock himself should have been against this. Rock himself, when he's sitting in that boardroom and they're like, okay, well, it seems like this We Want Cody thing is really rising up. Like, should we make a change? I have no problem with them adjusting. Like I said, I referenced the Yes movement. They adjusted for the Yes movement. But you know what? Rock should have himself said, you know what? All of a sudden, Cody's going to change his mind, and all of a sudden, now I'm going to be on Roman Reigns' side. Ladies and gentlemen, this doesn't make any sense. Let's figure something else out. Let's figure something else out. By the way, Conrad, why am I the only one, and probably you too, and probably many people in the chat, why am I the only one that doesn't remember that the conversation that The Rock and Cody Rhodes had, both backstage and both in the ring when they were hugging each other, was private? They could have come up with anything. They could have said, we decided that Rock's going to be the special referee. They could have said, we decided that Rock and I both deserve a shot, so it's going to be a triple threat match. But no, we're left to have Cody Rhodes acting like he doesn't know what he wants, and Rock being a big bully taking his title shot, and now all of a sudden Rock has changed his mind, and now the guy he was going to challenge for the title is now his best friend.
Can I put a pause on that though?
Of course you can.
Sean, whose fault is it, though? Going back to that situation that we're in this situation now.
It's nobody's fault as it relates to the fans demanding Cody. There's nobody's fault.
No. The fans are going to do what the fans are going to do.
I'm not irrational when it comes to that. The we want Cody thing, I don't have them adjusting. It's just the way they adjusted.
It's, to me, it's a lot on WWE. Whoever is making these decisions, they need to be talked to, or they need to see it. Now, listen, at the end of the day, The Rock did go back and pivot. They pivoted. I know that's the term for this whole program. They pivoted away from it. You got to give Rock props for at least doing that. He could have just dug his feet in the mud and said, no, I don't care. I want that check that you promised me. No, Cody deserves it. Give it to the kid. You know what I mean? That whisper, I think, is going to come back into play later on. I don't think these guys are foolish enough not to use that, but when's it going to come into play is the question. We'll see. Like I said, I'm going on the ride for this, and I don't think we're going to find out anything on this pay-per-view anyway. That's me personally. I don't think we're going to get anything from any of this. Maybe a scratch of the surface, and we'll get into some of this stuff. Last of my kin, I like what you had put in there too about the Cody and the Hogan Rock thing. I personally don't care about any of those Hogan records. Me and Sean talked about this last week. We actually went through the record book and was explaining it to you guys. I don't care about none of this. It's just to be a number 3, number 4. Maybe WWE cares more than I do. I'm just saying I personally do not care about any of this.
And by the way, for everybody who thinks that Cody's going to finish the story just because they pivoted back, it's not a foregone conclusion. Don't fool yourselves. Is it more likely than not? If I was a betting man, do I think Cody's going to win? Yes. But is it a foregone conclusion? Is it beyond? It's beyond all logic that Roman Reigns might win this match? It's certainly not.
I don't know what they're going to do, but
easy. He says ballers rock. I agree with you.
And like I said too, Sean, I think with Rock, he's going to have to try to find his footing. Does the old stuff work? Okay, that didn't work this week. That didn't, you know what I mean? Because you weren't ready to do this. You don't have material. He's just going out there like, let me just be my old self and see what they feel. Oh, they're not feeling this? Then next week, he might just come out as jacked up, muscle-bound Rock who doesn't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to kick sand in your face at the beach. Is that going to work? Whatever gets him the heat is what it is. The more you talk about it, Sean, I've clearly outgrown the Rock shtick. All the baby talk and slapping people in the trailer park trash comments are just tired, especially from him.
I've been saying it for months. Thank you, McKinney. And, McKinney has always called me out on my crap. I like McKinney. You know why I like McKinney? I respect that man because McKinney will say, Sean, you are wrong. So the fact that man understands what I'm saying, it is truly validating. This Rock situation has been pure garbage, Conrad. And I am very confused, sir. Yeah, you. About why you have defended this stuff. I'm very confused.
So I told my wife something. I wish that she was in the chat right now, but she usually watches after the fact.
God bless her. Hi to the wife. God bless.
Now, what I always say is I compare the situation with you to the Eminem situation. Did I tell you this already? I think I told you this before.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I have a friend, they might be in the chat even, who said that they feel like they've outgrown Eminem's lyrics. And I'm like, yes, but Eminem's still in my top 5 of all time, no matter what. Is Eminem not top 5 because you outgrew the lyrics? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it adds validity to the conversation because some people, that's all they want. They want the greatest hits from him. That's all that they want. Just come out, do what I want you to do, make me laugh. Cool, we're there, we're out. I love it. Great. I'm with Matt. The storyline is screwed up. They have to find a way to make sense of it, but it might be too late. Like Sean said, we've been going through the thread for weeks. Just say no, Rock. Simple as that. His daughter got threats over this mess, but that's not the Rock's fault. That's not the Rock's
fault. Right.
Come on now.
Right.
Jocelyn says, isn't the match a 3-way now? No, they have not made it a 3-way right now. As far as it looks like it's Cody versus Roman, but this is the whole, we're too busy trying to make sure that the World Heavyweight Championship has a match. And are people mad that Seth and Cody might compete twice on the same show and then have their own singles matches too?
Well,
is anybody
almost? I got to give you credit for this, Conrad. It's almost like you boxed yourself into a corner if you're WWE, because now anything.
John, they've been doing that since that WrestleMania 30 point. Stop booking yourselves in the corners to where you have to fight out of them, because that's bad.
Right. Right.
He will finish the story if he makes it to that ring in Philly. Well, Rob called himself out. Hey, listen. Rob, who had Benzino crying on a podcast this week? That's all I'm saying. That's all I ain't got nothing against the man. I don't want to talk about him anymore. 20 minutes later, man, I don't got beef with Eminem. I was dying laughing listening to that, man. Viral Money, what up, D Money? He said The Rock brought a different type of energy to WWE. It's bringing in the casual audience and bringing awareness to the Cody Rhodes.
Yo, D Money, what up, man? I can't agree with you on that one. He's smashed Cody Rhodes, bro. He has totally smothered Cody Rhodes, buried Cody Rhodes, man.
Listen, stick around. Don't forget, we're giving away TNA No Surrender. Make sure you guys stick around in the chat for it. Hit that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel. Do all those wonderful things that YouTube wants you to do. And the best thing you can do after this is go check out videos of myself and Sean afterwards, and it helps people. Helps more people, us popping up in their algorithm. Look, I'm putting E's chat in here. We got Easy E in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. Look at that. Look at all the love we're throwing out here today. We fixed Hubs. Hubs is going to pop up next. Boom. We fixed the channel. You should be able just to click on that bad boy right up as soon as it pops up. All right, Sean. Let's get into this. Let's get into the Chamber pay-per-view. Let's do our preview and predictions for this. We've got one spot open still right now. So the announced participants are going to be Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan, Naomi. By the way, I like Naomi's new theme. I don't know if I've had the chance to say that yet.
Oh, it just came out. Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, but pretty dope. And tonight we have on Raw a last chance battle royal. I don't think this is everybody in it, but they've put quite a few people in here. I don't know who's going to get that last spot. Who do you give the last spot to, and who do you like winning this?
I like Zelina Vega to get the last spot. I think she deserves a chance to be on another pay-per-view. Big shout out to Tiffany Stratton, man. She is on fire right now. She is just not completely there yet to win this match. The worst kept secret, in WWE is that Becky Lynch is going to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. So, Becky's going to win the match.
Is there any chance? So this is just fantasy booking me.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little part of me that wants that last participant to be someone.
Jade Cargill, I see what you're saying.
I didn't even say it yet, but he knew.
I know you, bro. Like Jade Cargill would be a dope addition. But I still think, Jade Cargill added to anything is extra sauce that I'm down for. But in this situation, the whole world still wants to see Becky Lynch versus Rhea, right? So
interesting.
Yeah.
And I think you could build that matchup even after the fact, because Jade never signed. So if you watch SmackDown, Braun Breaker signed the SmackDown contract. So we're not getting the match with Gunther, I assume.
Right. Which
it was alleged that he was going to take Minute Maid Man spot, but it looks like that's not going to happen. So
moving reminded me of what's going on tonight.
Yeah. Oh, and we're going to get into that too. Trust me, I have the graphic for it.
I put up. Check my Instagram.
I read it. I read what you put. I read the long version of it too. We'll get into it a little bit though before we go to switch to TNA. I don't know, man. I don't know. So if he signed to SmackDown, that tells me Jade's probably going to Raw, because she didn't really confirm she was signing to SmackDown.
No, she didn't confirm at all, which is a reason why, to your point, I got to give you credit for this, which is the reason why the likelihood of her possibly being the last entrant into tonight's Battle Royal is a possibility. And she would have to enter the Battle Royal to get the last spot, because the last spot is for the slot in the Elimination Chamber. If that happens again, I'm fine. You add Jade Cargill to any match at any time, to any pay-per-view, it's great. Unfortunately, like we're talking about booking ourselves in the corners, Conrad, unfortunately, Becky versus Rhea is what the writing's on the wall, so it really doesn't matter at this point.
Right. It sounds like it's going to just come down to, if I'm a betting person, it's going to come down to Bianca, Becky's going to get that win. Bianca was so close. Now she's going to be looking for something to do, whether that's teaming with Jade or going against Jade. One of those things will be happening here. Sean just fell out. We'll be right back with him momentarily. Chelsea Green was added. I presume Jade. Some people are saying Zoe will be the person in from D Money. Should have won against Tiffany. Politics as always. That's always going to be part of the business, though, Terrell. People getting those spots. Will Bianca, the female Undertaker streak continue? I think it should. But Dave said she was pulled. Becky Lynch should win the chamber just for the fact that it's for the Women's World Championship. Yeah, Lynch Ripley. I agree. Rhea and I said Rhea and Becky's trash promo wise. I like Becky's promo. Becky's always been pretty all right. She can go if she can be kind of loose and say what she wants. Let me see here. Give me Shayna, but Jade could be in the match, but she's not ready for one-on-one in WWE matches yet. That's what I'm saying. You could put them in a tag team, keep the streak going, and you have an unstoppable team with the tag titles. I don't know, but Gunther could run it back with Chad Gable. I would love for Chad Gable to get another shot. Knowing WWE's sly way, they announced Jade as the 7th participant. Chill. Indy Hartwell gets the last spot so she could wrestle in her home country. Forgot about Indy. Good point, clown. First ever 7-person chamber. They have done stuff like that in the past. Becky is going to win. I don't want Jade in that battle royal. I think Bianca versus Jade would be fire first match. Facts. Recky, LOL, talk about how Mark Recky. Yo, chill on me, Quills. Chill on me. I don't know how that came up like that. Hilarious. There we go. All right.
There's always a sign, ladies and gentlemen, when you need to get a new computer. I think my sign from this week and last week has become apparent. I apologize. I will be going to Best Buy this week. Shout out to Best Buy. It's a wrap. This computer's saying I've had enough, so sorry.
Best Buy is not sponsored here, and they got $30 from me this week to recycle a television, so they will not get any more free promotion over here.
Sorry about that, brother.
No, you're good, man. We just roll with the punches here, man. We're live, pal. We're live, so that's what you got to expect. Tag team titles are on the line. We have Finn Balor and Damian Priest taking on. Thank goodness. I don't know if I've had time to tell people thank you, but thank you whoever gave him the name Pete Dunne back. I have been begging for this since he got called up as Butch. That name is awful. I don't ever want to hear it again. Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, tag team. Good spot for them. I do have higher hopes for them, though. I know what they can do one-on-one if you let them perform on a big stage. I think they can deliver. But, Sean, is it time to take the belts off Judgment Day?
Not in this situation. It is time to take the belts off, but not in this situation. I love the Pete Dunne resurgence, but I don't think that team is going to get it done in Perth. I think that the Judgment Day are going to retain.
I am going for the same. I don't know when it's going to happen. What's the match for Judgment Day for you at Mania right now? Like, what are you leaning towards? Like, what do you do with Priest? Priest can't cash in, apparently. So are you going to add more time onto his contract then? You know what I mean? Well, I guess Roman's there. He could cash.
You're saying he can't cash in because of the storyline situation? Or
I guess he explained it on a show that said he's not allowed to cash in on Seth because everyone's like, why wouldn't you beat up Seth when he's injured? He was like, I'm not allowed to right now. And I was just like, what? It's just all very weird. Very weird.
I mean, you could have a situation where I was thinking he might cash in before WrestleMania, which would free up Seth Rollins for the tag match. But I guess at this point, when you're talking about a tag title situation, I mean, if Jay's going to lose tonight, so that doesn't matter. I mean, you could put two people together. I mean, that are not really together.
To me, you could either go for WrestleMania. It's either going to be R-Truth and Miz, Awesome Truth, taking the belts from them,
and they do have enough energy behind them to make that work. So I like that.
I'm just saying that's an option for what you could do. You could go, they lose the belts beforehand, have some tag team turmoil thing, whatever you're going to do for the tag titles, and then have Finn versus Priest. But they really haven't shown any like super dissension yet, and what are we, almost a month away for Mania? I mean, I guess to me, if it doesn't happen by like the first week in March, they're not doing this breakup with Judgment Day.
And I think it's sad because the tag titles are starting to get a little. I mean, it just reminds me of how amazing the Usos were. I mean, those titles really meant something, and now it's like they're almost an afterthought. Like, yeah, the Judgment Day are still the undisputed World Tag Team Champions, and it's like, I mean, and that's a good question, Kyra. What WrestleMania? Like, who's going to challenge for those titles? I mean, what's going to happen?
Yeah, and you got R-Truth, and I don't know if him and The Miz are still aligned because now he's like running around with DIY and he's calling them DX, and I don't know where we're going with this, honestly. Maybe they do some trios tag match with the remaining people in Judgment Day versus, like I said, maybe it's Miz, R-Truth, and someone else. Maybe it's R-Truth and DIY.
Right.
They have options.
Definitely have options, but it's a little bit convoluted at this point.
Going to the chat real quick. So, Conrad, when are you getting Truth's favorite tag team DX? I mean, DIY's new shirt. I will not be buying that shirt. Thank you very much. I think we are all ready for them to separate the tag titles to their brands and maybe change up the titles look. Yes, I've been ready for that. Last time I can, we will fully agree on that with change up the look. I would love for them to go back to the old school tag titles that they used to have in like Demolition. Those were the best tag team titles, period.
Ever. Best ever.
Clown. Let's see here. I totally forgot about Indy Hartwell. Yes, that was the name who was brought up that could win. Priest said he can't cash in because rules state title owner must be cleared.
Oh, yawn.
Balor and Priest versus Bate and Dunn. This should be a banger match. Balor and Priest should retain. Yeah, only team that should take the belts off of them are the Street Profits. They need something to do. And that's the bad part for them.
With the Karrion Kross stable is not doing it for me.
Yeah, I feel the same, bro. Like, and I can't tell you what to do with Kross. Like, I don't know what to do with him.
I like that they're trying. I'll give them that. They're trying to give him something to do.
Sean, I've never seen them try more with anybody else, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, this guy's had like 7 different repackagings already. Right. Where are we going with this?
Right.
You want to make Priest the ultimate heel, have him beat Cody at the end of Mania? Oh my goodness, that people would go nuts.
I kind of like that though. I like that, Money. I kind of like that.
D Money, could you imagine the people in Philadelphia if they heard that night ends and you just hear that do 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 do?
I kind of like it. Yo, something about that feels right though. I like that though. That would be pretty cool.
That would be wild. That would be wild. I still think Damian would have cashed it in if it was Punk versus Seth had taken place. Interesting. Money in the Bank credibility went out the window when Theory cashed in for a mid-card title.
That's true.
No comment. No comment.
The worst cash in ever.
No comment. Don't separate the tag belts, just unify them. Honestly, I think the champions should be the only ones going back and forth. Here's my thing. Everyone probably thinks I hate the draft, and it's not that. I want you to just follow your rules with the draft.
The draft is what your problem is, and I agree.
Yeah. Just say just say all champions can go to any show, and I'm okay with it then. Just do that. Or you could just say the only brand exclusive titles are the IC and the US. That's it. That's it. You're good to go. You don't need all of that. Maybe get rid of the women's tag and put in another women's singles title.
Yeah,
give them their own Intercontinental Championship. I don't know. I don't know what people need here. JD wins at the Chamber. Man, I don't know if they're gonna do all that now. Kross needs to go away and learn a new hold. Woo!
Easy speaking truth.
D Money said he's cracking up. They would go ape and then throw trash in the ring. Classic moment, though. They probably would.
They would.
Oh, Quills brought up a good point. They kept trying and failing with Lacey Evans. Yeah, they did. She did get a lot of chances too.
Check my TikTok. I did a rant on Lacey Evans.
You did. I remember that one very, very.
How many times?
Sean's TikTok was popping. Here we go. Grayson Waller effect, Cody and Seth. Look at that, 5 a.m. That time just is jumping out at me.
Yep.
It's gonna be early.
If I was on the West Coast, I'd stay awake.
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, and I think I'm going to Taekwondo that morning, and then I'll come back and watch it and just try to avoid spoilers. Yep. What do you think, though? Grayson Waller affects Sean. What do they do here? What do you do with Cody and Seth here? Do you just try to solidify, I believe in you, brother, and I believe in your fight? That's what was last week's promo. It's my fault because I let him do this in the Shield. I turned on him. I made him this evil. And I was just like, oh, brother. Oh, brother.
I think it's a wrap. I think because Roman and Rock are not going to be there. I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. This is going to be an announcement. Where Cody and Seth challenge Rock and Roman at night one. I don't think there's any other reason to do this segment. I don't think there's any other reason for them to do this talk show, for them to appear together. It has to be. Let me take that back. WWE does stupid crap every day, so it could be a whole lot of nothing. So let me not say it has to be. But the only thing that makes sense, ladies and gentlemen, is that Seth and Cody challenge The Rock and Roman Reigns for a tag match at night one.
It's got to be one of those. I'm trying to think of a good example for both of us to use for people to understand. If you guys have ever seen the Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant WrestleMania build-up, I'm trying to remember the show. It was on Piper's Pit, right? Where he ripped the cross. He grabs him, rips the cross. You need a moment like that here, but I don't think Rock and Roman are going to be there.
Rock and Roman? Roman's definitely not going to be there. I don't know about The Rock.
What Australia paid for, right. In all honesty. Right. But you got Cody there, you got Seth, and you got an interview segment. I feel like this may lead to maybe a tag match with Waller and Theory. Maybe they're both just going to take a beat down from them. And they're like, we do make a great team. Oh, boy. And they finally decide to join. I know I'm saying it like that, but this is a little over the top, some of this, how they were acting with it.
I'm going to tell you something that's going to surprise you. If this does end up with them challenging Rock and Roman Reigns for a tag match at WrestleMania, I actually am cool with the segment. I'm cool with them being there. If they are going to do something worthwhile, I'm cool with it. If they come out and they say, you know what, Rock, Roman, everything you've done, we dislike it so much that we're willing, even though we both have title opportunities, we're willing to face you night one. Because that would mean that obviously Seth versus whoever wins the Chamber is going to be night two as well. So then you can have Seth and whoever wins the Chamber at night two as well as a semi-main event. And then you can have Rock, Roman versus Cody and Seth night one. I think that's the only thing you can do right now that would make me excited about the pay-per-view. Give me Rock and Roman versus Seth and Cody, and you give me Seth and Cody wrestling twice and Roman Reigns wrestling twice. That's the only thing I think that can salvage this pay-per-view anyway.
It might be what they have to do. Honestly, if I'm booking, that's what I'm doing. Night one is going to be Cody and Seth, and Seth's going to see that. The problem is Seth's going to have to probably open night two for his title, but
no, Seth doesn't have to open night two.
I mean, do you want to see? This is how many matches is Triple H going to put on though? Are you only going to do 6 each night?
No, I think it's going to be 6. Okay, yes, I agree with you. 6 or 7 each night. We have to get out of this kind of like, open the show, close the show garbage. Rock and Roman, got me saying Rock and Roman. Cody and Roman is going to be the main event of night 2. And we agree that if they do a tag match, you have to push Seth and the challenger of Seth's title to night 2 as well. Do you agree on that?
Yeah, I think you would have to do that.
Okay. So all I'm saying is, why couldn't Seth be the semi-main event with Drew or Randy Orton or whoever?
You could see card structure has changed, Sean, since when we were kids, though.
Right,
when we were kids, you opened up with kind of like
the Rockers versus Power and Glory.
Hey, those are some classics. But you would open up with something like that, high pace, fast moving. Oh, okay, cool. The cruiserweights even they used to do that in WCW, but now it's kind of like, nah, you open up with a big time match that's going to deliver. Give them 20 minutes, let them go out there, bring the people up.
Okay.
The problem is when you're match 2 or maybe even match 3 if you're in AEW,
right?
Someone's got to be the come down match, and that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying you don't want to book Seth in a bad spot. So be careful with how you book Seth. Rock never said he ain't showing up in Australia. I know Roman did, but why would Rock show up there 2-on-1 to get jumped? I think if you do anything, they should do it to where those two are on a screen, Hollywood style. Like, we're too good to show up here, but boom, we're on the screen. You could talk to us through there. Let Grayson Waller just host it, and like I said, he gets beat up. Problem is, isn't it risking potential injury? If any injury occurs, then what? Ooh, good point, Renegade.
Let me tell you something, James. Shout out to Pro
Wrestler Shoot.
TWS. I always mix up the initials. Shout out to James for that comment. At this point, bro, you gotta roll those dice. I don't want to see Seth get hurt either. I love Seth Rollins, but at this point, it's kind of like, what do you do? This whole Rock thing is convoluted the entire pay-per-view. It has to be, and we all can agree, I would think, Conrad, James, everybody else, what the heck are they doing an interview segment with Seth and Cody for if they're not going to announce something?
Makes sense. I mean, that's what you use Piper's segment for. Use it for that.
I hate to beat a dead horse, Conrad. This WrestleMania has become, and Conrad, tell me if you agree or disagree. This WrestleMania has become more confusing than what it's worth. And at the end of the day, you have to have a situation that's going to at least try and save it. Have Seth and Cody challenge The Rock and Roman Reigns for night one and give us something to finally get excited about.
Does it give you WrestleMania 10 vibes with as far as confusion goes? Like, it reminds me, do you remember how WrestleMania 10 was decided? Everybody knows what happened, right? Like, oh, yeah, Luger had his match, they didn't win. But do you remember the build-up? The coin flip. Luger calls heads. Yes, I won first. My special guest is going to be Mr. Perfect. And they did all the stuff with it, even though he turned on him.
Well, I'm going to put you like this, bro. For the first time, you're going to hear me say something you never thought I'd say. Because of the crap that they put us through with this WrestleMania 40, I'm happy about the 2-night format because now you have wiggle room.
I like 2 nights because I was there at 33 where someone was like, are you back in your hotel yet? No, I'm watching The Undertaker fold up his jacket right now. What? I'm just like, yo, this better be it, bro. Grayson Waller is from Australia. I know that. Yep. Massively over in his country. Absolutely. He deserves a spot on there. I'm sad that some of the other folks aren't on there, like Big Bronson Reed. I can't believe he didn't get a spot in the chamber. I was shocked he lost his match. They're trying to tease the idea of Seth costing Cody his title. I don't see that.
I don't think so. No.
I mean, listen, it would make sense, though. Cody did beat you every single time. He's the guy you can't beat. You talk about Roman being the guy that can't beat you. He's the guy you can't beat.
I mean, not so bold. I'm saying it again, not so bold of a prediction. Seth and Cody are on the same page, at least until WrestleMania is over.
Joel's asking Sean, what's your favorite wrestling promotion?
All Elite Wrestling.
Okay.
Which every Wednesday night at 10:05 Eastern, Conrad and Derek do a wonderful review right here on Everything Pro Wrestling channel.
Put it down for 10:10 because Mr. Khan's been going over lately, and I've just given up on the 10:05. It's just not happening anymore. 10:10, like the TV show with the little dog. Here's one that I think I'm gonna have to finally give up a little bit of props here too.
Right.
Rhea Ripley, and the props are actually for the challenger, Nia Jax. I think Nia Jax has been fan-freaking-tastic lately. As far as her just being a heel, being better in the ring, and just kind of understanding more so, like she has more of a veteran presence to her than before. I thought she was one of the people that maybe they called up a little too early. Maybe she needed a little bit more time in NXT, but I think she's been doing a lot better. They've built her up to be a monster, and I think Rhea's going to slay the monster. I mean, that's just where it is.
She's still a little reckless. You got to execute. One thing about Yokozuna, God rest his soul, Yokozuna knows how to execute that bonsai drop. There's only one time I saw him mess up that bonsai drop, and that's when his hand slipped off the ropes, and all 568 pounds or 605 pounds or whatever it was landed square on one of the undercard guy's chest. Other than that, Yokozuna knew how to hold on to the ropes. He knew how he made the illusion of jumping off the second rope, holding on to the ropes, balancing his weight to make it seem like he was falling flat on their chest, but was able to probably take about half the weight off of the guy's chest to avoid literally killing the guy, right? So at the end of the day, Nia Jax, I just saw a clip of her doing the bonsai drop to Dupree at a house show. It was brutal, Conrad. She has to be more careful.
I didn't think it looked brutal. I thought that it looked very tame. Very tame.
No, Google Nia Jax versus
Maxine Dupree
at the house show. It's bad.
Maybe we saw two different ones. I saw the one where she got on the rope. She kind of like pointed to the side, and when she came down, I was like, oh, that looked much softer than how it used to be. Like back in the day, it looked brutal, but that one looked real soft that she did.
But forget that, bro. Forget that. What about the bonsai drop she's done to Rhea Ripley on TV?
That one was bad.
Brutal, man. Brutal. You got to be more careful, man. I mean, look, I did a whole video. Check my TikTok. I did a whole video breaking down the Nia Jax Becky situation from 2018. I just don't understand why she does some of the things she does. I am actually a Nia Jax fan. I think she's a tremendous athlete, but she just has a long history of hurting people. She has to do better, man.
Right. Terrell asked us, Naomi, Tamina, and Nia join the Bloodline storyline. I don't think so yet. I think maybe after, if things get a little tiresome, maybe they put them in.
I guess. I mean, I could see women's tag belts being in the family, but we'll see.
Bronson's wife's about to give birth. That's why he isn't going. I did not know that.
Congratulations.
Good for Bronson. Nice plug for Conrad. Thank you, Joel. Appreciate you. Terrell's feeling you on that AEW. He said, let's go.
Best organization in America.
Seth bugged Cody for the match. Listen, James, there are logic gaps and holes throughout this entire storyline. It ain't just Rock, it ain't just Roman, it ain't just Cody, and it ain't just Seth. It goes throughout all of their storylines. They have big gaps in this. Whoa. Terrell says he thinks Nia's winning this. I can't see that happening. I can't just yet.
I like what you're saying, T317, but I think Nia's going to come up short. You can't. Becky and Rhea is what everybody wants to see.
Rhea's biggest issue is that Rhea has not been able to have challengers that are credible. So now you have built someone up to be credible who may destroy her. So that's something that they have put in there. Yeah, so we're both agreeing, right? I said Ronda. Rhea Ripley's winning this?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see here. Quill says Ripley versus Jax. It's common sense for Rhea Ripley to retain here, and WWE couldn't find a better picture for Rhea Ripley's graphic. Really, they might like that look for Rhea.
Yo, Rhea Ripley has crossover appeal, bro. Like my girl thinks Rhea Ripley's hot.
Hey,
my girl was like, yo, she's attractive, and my girl don't get. She said that girl right there. She's attractive. Everybody likes Rhea Ripley. I don't know. That girl is something else, man.
Rhea Ripley's got fans, man. Fans in the biz.
Yeah, but
Tamina is retired. She will not be wrestling. I have not heard that last of my kin, so thank you for letting me know. Send Nia to Rip Rogers and Dr. Tom Pritchard for 6 months, he says.
To get Dr. Yeah.
Like I said, I do think she was pulled from NXT too fast. Just a smidge too quick. If it wasn't Mania season, maybe Nia wins. Deanna, I would feel much better if it wasn't Mania season for her chances. Rhea's a superstar. Wouldn't shock me if she is the main event of this show. Could be. And speaking of the main event, before we get into everyone that's in it and everything else, Raw tonight. Sean, don't. They're doing the Intercontinental Championship match, which I think is going to be a certified banger. If you're asking me what the best match on the show is probably going to be, I think it's going to be this. It's going to be Jey Uso challenging Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Sean, you've made your pleas heard. You've wanted Jey Uso to be a world champion. Could it be tonight is the night for maybe some Intercontinental Championship gold? I think not, but I'm putting it to you. You're the Jey Uso fan.
Hub Wrestling Weekly on Instagram. And it reads as follows. These opinions, ladies and gentlemen, are only those of Sean Hubbard and not Conrad Cushman. However, for everybody who hears what I'm about to read, some of which appreciate those who have liked and shared my post, I want you to listen to what I'm about to read to you guys, and I want you to just give me a yay or a nay on whether or not you agree. Jey Uso has, these are the words of Sean Hubbard and Sean Hubbard alone. Jey Uso has an Intercontinental title shot on Monday, and guess what? He is going to lose. You know why? Because WWE doesn't give a damn about its fans. Oh, yes, they will do the right thing and have Cody Rhodes get his title shot at WrestleMania 40, and I support that. But Jey Uso, despite arguably being a top 3 over with the fans' talent in the company, loses singles title match after singles title match. Okay, sure. Maybe I was over the top saying that he should beat Roman Reigns last SummerSlam. But are we seriously going to say it would have been bad business for him to beat Seth Rollins on Raw a couple months ago? Keep in mind, I'm a huge supporter of Seth. But Jey Uso winning would have been perfectly fine. But damn, once again, Jey Uso gets nothing from Triple H or the front office, despite getting massive reactions in every city he goes. Yes, this coming Monday night, February 19, 2024, he's going to have a 5-star match with Gunther, who is 100%, by the way, ready for the world title scene. The fans are going to cheer their butts off for Jey Uso, but Jey is going to lose. I wonder why. Maybe it's because Triple H and the genius storyline writers are cool with a guy like Jey Uso who represents the culture, making the fans have fun, being entertaining and athletic, but just not good enough to win a major world title. Sound familiar, Triple H? Quote, hey, Book, do a little dance for me, end quote, circa 2003. The bottom line is if Cody Rhodes can get his change, which I 100% agree he deserves, so can Jey Uso. I don't care if I'm the only one who has this opinion. I know this is not all in my imagination. This dude is getting held back. Until WWE does better, I'm done. P.S. And I can hear it now. Sean, what if Jey wins? Well, if so, I'll be pleasantly and shockingly surprised, but I wouldn't count on it.
Down since day one, down since day one.
That was good. That was good, Conrad.
If he wins, y'all better be on beat too. I'm getting real upset.
That's my stance, and I would love to know how you feel about it. But that's how I feel. That's genuinely how I feel. I wrote that post on Instagram last Monday.
Matt Lopez has a little nugget too for people. Jey versus Gunther is the main event for Raw because Cody and Drew is kicking off Raw. So we don't have to worry too much about if Cody and Drew's going to be the main event. You see what happens here? Oh, I guess Rock did this too. Rock's pulling strings. He must be. I'm just pointing out a point. Sean, I'm just saying everything ain't Rock's fault. Cody's in the first segment. Too bad, too sad. Sorry to hear it. Now, we jumped over to that, and I know we skipped the main event of the Chamber. We're going to get into that right now. But we'll see what happens with it. I personally fall under the same thing I think McKinney said. I think his brother's going to show up here, and it's going to set up maybe possible 4-way he put in here. I don't know if I agree with that. Listen, at the end of the day, I think Gunther is going to be challenged by either Sheamus or Chad Gable at WrestleMania, or maybe even Sami Zayn. We'll see. But I don't know. I don't know how bad I want to see this Jey and Jimmy match anymore. So, like I said, at the Rumble, I kind of got what I wanted from it, and I was like, "Cool, you kind of started off with this. I'm okay with this, but maybe they'll deliver."
I noticed you kind of stayed a little bit. Thank you, Quilly. I appreciate the support. I noticed you kind of stayed a little clear of this, Conrad. I mean, you don't have to just tell me what you're thinking. That's all I want to know. Because I know referencing Booker T in 2013 was a little bit controversial, but you know,
03.
but you know something, I think it's fairly accurate.
I put it more so in the realm of Jeff Hardy, circa 07, is where Jay is right now, to where you hear the reaction. Why haven't you done anything?
Yeah, but Jeff Hardy got his world title. He got several of them.
Oh, that was because a different regime was in charge, and they said, "Nah, we're gonna do what I want to do."
Right.
I think that other regime was saying, "Give this guy a chance. Let's see. What's it gonna hurt? Let's just see." And I heard there were other people in the writing room who said, "Let's just see." One being Freddie Prinze Jr., star of I Know What You Did Last Summer. He was one of the people saying, "Let's see."
I'll just say this, and we can move on because I don't want to take up too much time with this. It's a shame that somebody who's as over as Jey Uso were clamoring for him to win an Intercontinental title. This is not even a world title match. This is just the Intercontinental Championship, and it's like you just go into it knowing he's gonna lose. And I want everybody to flood my social media. If Jey Uso wins, I'm going on record right now. I deserve all the love if Jey Uso wins this match. But he's not going to win. And we know why he's not going to win. And it's really a shame. I want the chat to know, because Conrad knows, because we talked up there. This genuinely bothers me, bro. This genuinely bothers me. Like, as a human being in real life, I'm bothered by the fact that somebody who's as popular as Jey Uso can't get a damn break.
Listen, I talk to you and Matt Lopez a lot. I would probably put you two as the top two Jey Uso fans that I know.
Got my back. I know M. Lisi got my back, and I know Quilly got my back as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in the chat pulling for Jey Uso as well. I would like to see them do it, but like I said, I'm riding with McKinney on this one. I just don't see them. I don't see them doing it.
Yep.
Still holding out hope that we get Gunther versus Big E at Mania. I would love to see Big E come back, but I don't know if Big E is right now. I think Big E will be back one day. I just don't think it's right now. It's the best answer I can say for him.
Yep.
Here we go. Men's Chamber. They spared no expense here. They went all out and they made sure all main event talent were in this. We got Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, LA Knight, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, main event in Perth, Australia. People should be happy. Who you liking in this one here, Sean? Like, this could go many different ways.
I would be happy if any five out of these six guys won the match. Any five.
Who's the one that's not? No, absolutely not.
The one who's going to win is the one who I don't want to win. Drew freaking McIntyre.
Drew
freaking McIntyre. It's going to be, I don't care. I wouldn't care if it was KO. I wouldn't care if it was Bobby Lashley. I'd be cool with Randy Orton. I would be cool if it was Logan Paul. But it's going to be freaking Drew McIntyre. It's stupid. I don't like it. I never have liked it. I never will like it. My guy, Derek. God bless you, brother.
What up, D? What up?
You just missed my Jey Uso tirade.
I'm sure Derek's got it on in the background. He might be listening to it right now as he's coaching. Yep. Let's see. All right, about that CM Punk Tombstone at Mania shirt. Thank you, Drew. Bought. Stop giving into the propaganda.
Buy one of my shirts. Don't buy that stupid shirt with the tombstone on it. Buy one of my shirts. Buy one of Conrad's shirts.
Yeah, do that. We got great merch stores. We buying that garbage, making fun of my boy Punk. I'm a huge CM Punk fan for those listening first time.
Oh, really? I had no idea. Did you know
CM Punk?
Did you know, by the way, that I like Jey Uso?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a little bias with everybody when it comes to these shows.
By the way, Chad, I didn't know if you guys knew, but I'm a Jey Uso fan. I know that's a little surprising.
Here's the difference, Sean. At least we tell you. Other people are like, I'm not biased. I'm like, no, I clearly am in some of these situations. No. I heard, hey, Sean, were you surprised when Dave Meltzer was upset at that Young Bucks thing with Darby? Me either. Back to this main event. I wonder why he was so upset by it. Because those are his friends.
Talk that talk, bro.
Anywho, looking back at this, Drew's got to be the winner, in my opinion. I don't know what you're doing at WrestleMania for some of these folks, though. I don't know what you're doing. Logan Paul and LA Knight's what I thought. Maybe they can start that up here. What do you do with Lashley? Lashley, I would assume, is going against Karrion Kross and the homies.
And I would assume that Randy Orton's going to face Solo Sikoa.
I would hope. Maybe it's Solo and Jimmy. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Like I said, to me, there's one storyline that's out with all of this. But you also teased that it would be Drew and Sammy. I don't know.
It's just me, Oos. Day one-ish. That's all I can say.
I took Drew to win this. Who's your final pick? You said you basically anybody but Drew.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like being wrong, so I'll pick Drew.
Fair. I don't know if Drew walks out with the championship, but we'll see. Drew wins to set up McIntyre versus Rollins at Mania. It only makes sense for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm going with the safe pick, Drew, even though I wouldn't be shocked if Randy won.
That'll make me happy.
It's going to be Drew. It has to be. He's on fire right now. His promos, his attitude is perfect. I think he'll wash off some of that consolidation stigma off that belt. For some reason, bro, I don't think Seth's losing. I don't think Seth was losing if he was facing Punk either. I really believe that.
I think Seth, as long as Seth is healthy, he's walking in champion, walking out champion.
Wow, he said Plan B, Andre Battle Royal, as they say. Mad rude, James. Wow. Mad rude. I appreciate everybody. Make sure you guys tune in to Raw tonight. These are the matchups that you have for you. There's your main event. Don't forget that Battle Royal for qualifying for the last person in the Women's Chamber. For those who don't know, I will be doing an interview tomorrow, a special on this channel, 20 minutes, dealing with WWE 2K developer Brian Williams.
Give it up for Conrad, y'all. This is huge. Give it up. That's a huge deal. Congratulations, man.
No, I appreciate it. Brian Williams is going to be on the podcast. We're going to be talking a little 2K24. And you're probably wondering, like, well, don't Pro Wrestling do interviews and stuff afterwards? I saw they have an interview too. We have made it our efforts to not ask the same questions. So think of it as you're actually getting a 40-minute interview where I'm going to go first. I'm night one of WrestleMania. They're going to be night two. Think about it like that. And I get 20, they get 20. So the questions have been split up so that you're not going to hear the same things in both interviews. So make sure as soon as mine's done, you go over to there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to remind you tomorrow as well. But it's going to be jam-packed. I have some questions written down. I'm going to try and make some time. If you guys throw in super chats and stuff, I'll ask the questions as rapid fire as I can. I can't promise I'll get to all of them, but be there. We're going to be talking some WWE 2K. And it's always cool to talk to the homie Brian Williams, man. So shout out to 2K for allowing me that interview. Truly.
Conrad Cushman is not Snap famous. I repeat, Conrad Cushman is not Snap famous. Big shout out to Conrad, man. Conrad is famous after tomorrow night. God bless.
I appreciate it. We're almost at 2K. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell everyone. Subscribe to my channel and Sean's channel, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. In the description box, fixed as well, by the way. This was bothering me. Sean knew. He kept telling me, don't worry about it, bro. I'm like, no, this has to be fixed now. So it's fixed in the description. Subscribe to us. Sean also has a big WrestleMania preview show coming up the Thursday before WrestleMania. Yes. It gets hot over there. It gets steamy. All right. It's going to be good.
Yes. I try to keep my show as this is kind of like my baby, Monday nights, Conrad, my brother and I, Conrad, put our all into this Monday nights. I try to keep Hubbard Wrestling Weekly as kind of like a pay-per-view special kind of show. So we do the big pay-per-views over there. So meet us at Hubbard Wrestling Weekly along with a couple extra special guests on Thursday before WrestleMania.
We're plugging and chugging, and we're moving forward. We have a contest. We're going to do this at the end, but we do have No Surrender coming up Friday, February 23rd. They're going to be in...
Who's that girl next to Alex Shelley? She looks...
You never mind that.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Never mind that.
She looks familiar. She looks like somebody that glows.
Don't know what you're talking about. No Surrender. It's going to be in New Orleans, Louisiana. One of my favorite places I've ever visited. I went there when I was 18 years old. If you've never been on Bourbon Street at night, it's crazy. Do it once while you're young. You'll have some fun. All right. But they're going to be there for that show. We talked about Scott D'Amore and him leaving. Did you see the letter this week, Sean?
I did.
TNA's roster wrote a letter basically begging and pleading for Scott D'Amore to come back.
Yeah, facts, bro. Facts. I mean, it's really, he kind of got unceremoniously dismissed. It's been a wild situation over there.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, Sean, I'll say you, me, maybe others in the chat. I've been behind TNA for a minute, but I was really behind this after that last show. I was like, this is working. They are moving forward. I like this. I hope this isn't going to halt the momentum.
The first TNA show back with the rebrand of the TNA logo and everything, going back from Impact, was a major success. It was a major, undeniable success. And you're right, Conrad. I hope this new development doesn't set them back.
Yeah, Quill's just put in the chat, TNA firing Scott D'Amore is criminal.
That's facts.
And if you want to be considered for the contest, don't forget, put that hashtag no surrender in the chat. We'll be asking you to do that multiple times just so we know who to consider for this. Let me say this. To me, the best thing for Scott D'Amore to do right now is either if he can get his job back and he loves working at TNA, cool, do that. I'm sure he's going to need some new things put into his contract. If I'm Tony Khan, I'm calling this dude to run Ring of Honor.
Right.
Immediately. Mm-hmm. That I don't know. How do you feel about that? Like, should he help? Should he be running AEW? Like helping with that? What do you think, Sean? What do you do with Scott D'Amore?
I really don't care. I don't care outside of I just hope he lands on his feet. I mean, I think anybody who has any sense whatsoever, and not just what he's done lately, think about all the amazing things he did back in the day. Team Canada, all the creative influence he had back in the heyday of TNA. Just get hired somewhere. And whoever does hire him, put a pen in that guy's hand. That's all I'm saying.
Let him go to work for you. And Terrell just said the same thing. I put Scott in AEW and ROH.
Yeah.
Listen, Tony Khan's y'all say what you want about Tony Khan. He's gotten all the free agents this year. All the big name free agents, you ain't even getting a chance. I got him.
AEW is a quality product. They just have made one mistake as it relates to lately what they've been doing. They need to go old school. Yeah, well, that's a big mistake. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about from a standpoint of production.
Creative.
Yeah, production. Go and do what WCW did when they were on fire. You don't need to sell out 20,000 seats because, first of all, you can't sell out 20,000 seats. This is not your season for that. Go and get a dope sound stage and fill up an arena of 2,000 people, have pyro, have all the glitz, have all the glamour, have all the bells and whistles, and continue putting on a great show. You don't need to rent out these massive buildings.
And I guess people could say the same to TNA, maybe with their situations too. They're not renting out massive buildings, but people have also wanted them to go for the goal, go a little bit bigger, see if you can. It's easy to say we sold out 500 people.
Yes.
Go for the gold though. Go and say we sold out 1,000 now, 2,000. You got to take the risk eventually.
Yes. Yep.
We have a pre-show here. I love that it's Tom Hannafan, Matthew Raywald, and Gia Miller. The reason I'm laughing is because Matthew Raywald's former tag team partner is on the show. More on that momentarily. And we will get into it. Countdown. We have the System, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers with Alicia Edwards in their corner versus Kushida. No longer, you must have said something to him about the bubble jacket because it has not popped up anymore. I don't know. Don't be a bully, Sean. Leave that man alone. But I do. Yeah. But do you like Kevin Knight though? I'm a big fan of his.
I think Kevin Knight's an outstanding talent. I think Kushida's an outstanding talent when he's not dressed like a fourth grader.
Sean has always been against the bubble jacket. We here at EPW do not support the bubble jacket hate. M. Lizzie, thank you for being 1,000% honest. He says he has the YouTube subscription, so he doesn't need to win that no surrender code. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Pro Wrestler Shoot in the house. What's good, man? We put you guys over before and told them about your WWE 2K interview tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you guys check out the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Show them some love. Yeah, people are talking about Scott here. So we got the countdown match. The System versus Kushida and Kevin Knight. Who do you like in this one?
Kushida and Kevin Knight.
Interesting. I can see that happening. Sean, call me weird, man, but I've been watching over the recent weeks, and I just feel like there's a part of me that thinks that Kevin Knight could turn.
Yeah, but not on Friday. Not on Friday.
But I feel like it's coming.
Oh, it's coming. I can see it coming too, because he has that heel swag on him, but not this Friday.
Not yet, huh? Nope. Interesting. Veteran hall size venues. Look at this. Pro Wrestling Shoot says, I want the code. Follow the directions. # no surrender. They should run the Hammerstein Ballroom. They could.
That would be great.
Western beef. Trunks are the best Kushidas. I remember when you sent me that. Yeah. Rebellion in April was supposed to be the Hammerstein. They changed it to Vegas. I know Matt was heartbroken by that. He's been wanting an event. Let's look at what we got here. I feel like this is going to end up being some type of Monsters Ball, no DQ, something. PCO versus the big man Khan.
I will never say anything but PCO and PCO's in the match. I don't care if PCO is facing Stone Cold Steve Austin in his prime. I love PCO, especially against this guy, Khan, who is a reject from WWE. Absolutely. Like he with a terrible.
The Ascension had potential. It was how they booked it.
I had a potential to be what they were. Terrible. At the end of the day, PCO wins. I love it. PCO wins. PCO dominates.
I have PCO winning as well, but you need to go back and watch that Ascension tag team run. It was great.
Yeah, I watched Ascension, and I was bored by them, and I'm glad. That's one thing WWE didn't mess up, because they messed up themselves.
Moving forward. For the
knockouts. I don't like it when I keep it a stat, bro. Like, Ascension was crap, bro. That was a terrible team, man. Golly, that was.
Did you watch them in NXT? They were the champs for a year.
NXT, but at the end of the day, it turned out to be what we thought it was: a second-rate, low-budget demolition.
You don't have them get embarrassed by everybody like that. They set them up for failure. Yeah, that was wrong. I thought.
Not the first time it's happened.
Did you ever see? Let me ask you this: did you ever see what Ascension originally looked like?
No, I didn't. The only look I know is what I've seen.
So if you go deep into like YouTube, you can find out the Ascension originally had like Shaw Guerrero. What I'm trying to think of Camille's husband's name right now. It's escaping me from NWA. He was married to Charlotte before. It's making me mad. He was in Strictly Business with Nick Aldis. Somebody help me out here. Somebody's gonna know this name. Once they put it in the chat, it'll pop up. And I'll know. Thomas Latimer, thank you. No, it wasn't like that for him. Because Thomas Latimer, I could see. He was really, really good.
Okay.
But they were all in that group together, and it looked really dope. They have vignettes of them, like, all together. Even Shaw Guerrero standing there, and they were vampires and stuff. And then it just got changed. Why? I don't know.
Sounds like a second-rate brood to me.
Moving forward, we have Knockouts Tag Team Championship, Decay versus MK Ultra. I don't see MK Ultra getting back the tag titles. Nah. And I know why a lot of people like them. You're nasty. Yeah. I said it.
Yeah, Decay's going to retain.
Yeah, I got Decay winning this as well. I don't know how everyone else is feeling about it, but that's who I got. No, not Royce Isaacs. Not Thomas Latimer was who it was. Yeah, they killed the Ascension in one segment. Yeah, I agree, McKinney. I thought they were good with a cool throwback look, but why? I don't know. They must have made somebody mad. I don't know. They were like one of the first call-ups. I was like, yep, it's doomed. It's doomed.
They made me mad by appearing on my television and wasting my time.
Let's talk about they've done a best of 3 series for the tag titles. This is actually one of the matches I'm most looking forward to. The ABC representing the Bullet Club versus the grizzled young veterans, aka GYV. I don't even know if they can call them that. Excuse me, grizzled young vets. My bad. It's just grizzled young vets. Let me not get them in copyright trouble.
Paraphernalia that says veterans on it. If you pull up the thing again.
I don't know what you're talking about. So, trying to keep all litigation away from them. What do you think of this one? This has been, they're going back and forth. Now, ABC, they were awarded those titles. They were the last Impact champs. Is it time to go with the grizzled young vets here?
Not yet. ABC is too hot right now. ABC retains. I cannot go against those two guys. They're too good.
I think if grizzled young vets haven't signed a long term, I think this is what makes them. So I'm going to go grizzled young vets for the win. Okay. I'm going to disagree with you on this one.
You've been wrong before. You'll be wrong again.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Like I said, Cody still hasn't technically finished the story yet. And Rock's not going to wrestle at WrestleMania. Just saying.
If anything happens, this man will be the Nostradamus of pro wrestling. Josh Alexander versus Simon Gotch. Simon Gotch and Matthew Raywalt were formerly known as the Vaudevillains. And it's so weird to see that Matthew Raywalt has transitioned into a commentating role, and Simon Gotch is still out in these streets wrestling. And he's going to be taking on Josh Alexander. I got Josh winning this.
If Josh Alexander loses this match, we riot. That's all I got to say. Josh Alexander must win this match.
He is their Kurt Angle, I would say. Yes, honestly.
And for the record, he will win this match.
Yeah. It should be a happening time, though. I don't know if there's some working agreement maybe with like MLW talent, or maybe the talent's free and they're just coming over to Impact to test the waters.
They have a open-ended kind of deal with 100%.
I like it, though. I do like seeing the crossover here. I wouldn't mind seeing, we didn't mention it before, but Jacob Fatu's free agent. Somebody better scoop him up.
This is true.
I'm telling you. I'm going to the chat real quick here. I know. MK Ultra, respectfully. See? You're nasty. I know it. Nah, Hubs, when they debuted on Raw, Vincent Cole calling them bootleg warriors, they gave them no time in the match and then jobbed them out. They never had a chance.
More. Yeah, they didn't give them the best chance to succeed. I agree.
We need more old school gimmicks like Brian Cage and the Ascension. We got enough indie dorks that play 3DS. Come on now.
Okay, easy. I like it.
Grit your teeth because GYV is winning those titles, McKinney said. Alexander versus Gotch will be match of the night, Matt Lopez says. I think it's going to be the tag match.
I think so.
MLW TNA should work with people more. They should. I've been watch that Azteca Underground. That's all right too. MLW is the one promotion I wish I had more time to watch versus just clips and trying to catch it on YouTube when I can.
I watch more live MLW than I watch WWE. And
that's an endorsement from Sean Hubbard.
Right now, I'm not even being funny right now. I watch more live MLW. I'm being dead serious. I watch more live MLW and TNA for that matter than I watch WWE.
Knockouts World Championship. Jordan Grace, who was amazing in the Royal Rumble, takes on Giselle Shaw, the winner of the X from the last pay-per-view. This is her cashing in on her championship match. What do you think? Time for a new champ or no?
Well, first of all, let me correct you. She wasn't amazing in the Royal Rumble. It was just amazing she showed up in there. She did nothing spectacular.
Oh, no. I thought she did very well in it because it portrayed off of storylines from TNA with her and Naomi. Also got to hit her finish, which I maybe it's just me being in awe of knowing that at one point in time that move would have never been allowed. And now I'm like, wow, they let her hit her finisher? I was like, that's crazy. She just looked like she belonged.
Conrad has become very nice, and he gives far too much credit for things that are very mundane and regular. Jordan Grace showing up at the Royal Rumble was a cool thing. She wasn't spectacular in the Royal Rumble. She didn't do anything extraordinary in the Royal Rumble. It was just cool that she was in the Royal Rumble. Okay, let's just stop, okay? And she's not going to be spectacular at No Surrender either, because Giselle Shaw is going to become the new TNA Knockouts World Champion.
I'm gonna go opposite again. I'm going Jordan Grace. I'm with McKinney. Me and McKinney are agreeing on a lot of these. He said, "Give me the Juggernaut." I'm with him. I think you keep it on Jordan Grace right now. I think. Listen, I think that Royal Rumble. I think someone's got eyes for her in WWE, and they're gonna try and make that happen.
I hear you. Spectacular.
I think
had a spectacular performance.
Well, I thought she never looked out of place. She was always in there, and when she was in, there were a lot of people who that's where the errors were, and I was like, you do know she's at another company, right? And she's doing this so much better than you right now.
So she looked like a competent professional wrestler in a wrestling environment.
Well, when you got a couple in there that weren't looking like that, it makes you look better. I promise you. I did not know Jacob Fatu has GCW dates coming up. Matt's got Grace winning it as well. I feel like Giselle Shaw should have took the belt from Trinity. Jocelyn, I don't disagree with that. They could have did that if they wanted to. I have Giselle winning, Terrell says. So Terrell's with you on Giselle.
A man that knows what he's talking about. You know, Conrad,
not many splits. Not many splits on this.
Because I'm not going to let this go. Jordan Grace had a spectacular performance in the Royal Rumble. Really? Really?
It was good.
What do you call spectacular?
Not messing up when there was a lot.
Was The Rock's promo on SmackDown spectacular?
Who?
Was The Rock's promo on SmackDown spectacular?
A1. A1.
A1 steak sauce. That's about it.
Yo, listen. They're trying out here, man. I gotta hype this up a little bit. I gotta get people watching.
You're turning into a WWE guy before my eyes. I don't like it.
I'm turning into Punk, so I'm a big fan.
Oh, man, Conrad, don't do it. Don't go to the dark side, brother.
Speaking of the dark side, the leader of the system, Moose, is going to be defending the championship in a no surrender rules match against Alex Shelley. Can Alex Shelley regain the gold? I would like to see it happen, but this is where I feel we might get the turn. Kevin Knight turns on Shelley. It breaks Kushida's heart with his former tag partner, and then maybe you'll get Motor City and Kushida against the system for a little bit there, leading up to the next pay-per-view.
I love Alex Shelley. I absolutely adore. I love the Motor City Machine Guns. But Moose is going to retain. I think it makes sense from a storyline perspective. I think Moose retaining makes the most sense. I don't think Shelley winning the title back makes any sense at all. But I love Alex Shelley. Go ahead.
No, we are missing a graphic too, because Chris Sabin's defending the title against Ali. Boom. Right. That's how you know I'm paying attention.
Right, and Chris Sabin will retain, by the way. I'm glad you brought that up. Sabin will retain. Alex Shelley will not be victorious.
I'm taking Ali to win it, man. I think you go with Ali right now. He's on fire right now in the Indies. Wherever he's going, really good. I saw him at Rev Pro this weekend.
More exaggeration. He's on fire in the Indies.
No. Yo, bro, did you see his turnbuckle spot? Reminiscent of Bret Hart?
Doing a good
money.
Job. He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. Okay.
Who better? Who better than Ali right now?
Who better than a lot of people? A lot of people.
Who's the hottest free agent right now on the market
in the world is Mercedes Moné. What are you talking about? That's not even
Oh, come on. We know where she's going. Cut the garbage right now.
Okay, you know what? If I'm mistaken, if you're talking about somebody we don't know where they're going, okay, that's a good question.
Yeah.
The hottest free agent in the game would have to be Okada, right?
I guess I will allow that because technically we don't know, but I think we do
Mercedes
know where
Moné
he's
is
going.
Kind of like low laying fruit. I'll give you that. We all know Mercedes is going to AEW. That's true. All right.
Okay. Yeah, and I think we all know where Okada's going to at this point.
Okay.
Unless he's showing up and signing it. Trevor, thank you for joining us. I saw you have joined us late. What up?
What up,
for those who trying to get it in, don't forget to use that hashtag no surrender before we get ready to book it on out of here tonight. WWE is where it's at. Here you go, Jesse. not for all 3 hours now. Not for all 3 hours tonight, but it's listen, pro wrestling's in a good spot right now. More people are talking about it than ever. Those tickets at those house shows have been redonkulous. I don't even want to know how much tickets cost for you, Sean, in your neighborhood.
It's a lot. The Garden,
it's been crazy.
They're not playing with the Garden. They're not even playing with White Plains. They're costing a lot of money in White Plains too.
I don't understand. I just don't. It's been crazy. Someone has to explain the phenomenon to me, and that was something I was going to ask you. I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, but do you think that there are new wrestling fans with the new wrestling fans, and that's what hurts some of the other people like coming back and I don't want you, I want Cody, stuff like that. I'm not just putting it on Rock, but I mean totality of pro wrestling. Like, are there a lot of new fans you feel?
I'll answer this question with this statement. A lot of people are not as fortunate as you and I. We were in our late elementary school years when Rock was Rock. We were old enough, barely old enough, but old enough to remember why The Rock was The Rock. There are kids that are coming up now who have no idea what The Rock is outside of being a movie star. So The Rock telling people that he's going to smack herpes off somebody's lips doesn't mean anything to these guys, to these kids. They don't know what's going on. So to answer your question, of course it hurts. It hurts massively because it's a new generation out here and The Rock stuff doesn't translate.
Yeah, that's partially what I meant too. Yeah, 100% with it. Do you have a TikTok page as well? I do, at EPW Show on TikTok. Sean's TikTok page is bigger than mine. Sean, what's your TikTok that you want everyone to follow you at?
I wouldn't say it's bigger. I appreciate the compliment. I wouldn't say it's bigger. But
numerically, Sean's TikTok page is bigger than mine. I am right. Sean is not going to debate me on this. I am correct.
Look, we all know who the star of this show is. Look, at the end of the day, if you want to follow me on TikTok, follow me on Hub W Weekly. That's Hub W Weekly _MVP. The same name you see right here for my Twitter, just add a _MVP, and that's my Twitter. That's my Twitter. That's my TikTok.
Yes, on Twitter though, right underneath the name, you can follow me at EPW Show on everything. So,
and I'm pretty sure if you just type in what you see right here, that it'll pop up.
Yeah. Pro Wrestling Shoot has put their name in the basket for the No Surrender.
It's just, by the way, it's just C-Oos. Day one ish. It's just C-Oos. Day one ish.
For real. It's all love, man.
Derek, I appreciate you, brother. I see you, man. I see you, Derek.
We've hyped up our shows for what we've got going on. I think we can end it a little early tonight, but one more round of hype for us, and then we'll pick a winner here. Interesting.
There's somebody I had in mind to win, but he's not following the instructions, man. So might have to deviate.
We might have to. Like I said, hashtag No Surrender if you want to be considered. Put it right now. Everybody that's in the chat, you put it, then I'll know that you want to be in it. Love you, Derek, but beat it. We want Cody. Derek is not Team Cody, for the record. Sean, this Thursday, man. Or excuse me, the Thursday before WrestleMania coming up.
Before WrestleMania, I'm really excited about it. I'm bringing Conrad back. I'm bringing a couple of your favorites back. Crystal. Oh my gosh, Jesse from Pro Wrestling Shoot's going to be in the building too, and maybe another surprise guest. It's going to be a big time episode. I'm really excited because WrestleMania is coming, and I think you could just say that WrestleMania weekend starts at Hubbard Wrestling Weekly on the Thursday beforehand. WrestleMania week. You could start your wrestling weekend with myself, Conrad, Jesse, and Crystal, and a surprise guest on the Thursday before WrestleMania. A little bit of a later start time just to help. I'm gonna put him on blast to let Jesse get home from work. God bless him. We're gonna start at 8:35 Eastern Standard Time. We're really fired up about it. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. If you have not subscribed, click that button for me. Thank you very much.
I'm looking here. I'm looking for the hashtag No Surrenders. Come on, y'all. Don't make me give this to Jesse. Just because Jesse wrote it hurt to type that. I don't want to have to put his name in the mix. Oh, no. Okay, I see a few here. I see a few on here.
Conrad, look at Jesse. Now, is it not clear that I added him to the show for WrestleMania at post-production of the last show?
Correct.
Come on, Jesse. Don't do that, Jesse. Don't do that. Very clear that you were going to be on the show again. Don't do that.
I don't remember getting the invite.
Are you kidding me? It was clear. It was clear you were coming
Here he goes. He's messing with us right now. You better cut it out.
Wow. After all the love I showed y'all on Twitter today, wow. Hubbard Wrestling. You see how they treat You see how PWS and EPW treat Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. I'm like, I don't know, man. Thank God for people like Derek and McKinney and Gamble and
you must not know Derek.
Thank God for you guys, man.
Yeah. Thank goodness, Derek. Derek, bring me some of those habanero wings I saw you putting on your Instagram. Where are those? Where are those, bro? Here, look at him. Jesse, stop. Jesse in the chat trolling with the faces. Oh, man.
Okay. It's okay.
I can't wait. This is going to be good. Good stuff on those shows. Tomorrow, 7:30, I'm going to be live. Brian Williams from WWE 2K. Make sure you guys are in the chat. We're going to be asking questions. I've kind of written down everything that I'm going to ask him, but like I said, super chats will be open. Maybe if we got 5 minutes at the end, I'll try to rapid fire some questions to him. We got to ask questions that we know he can answer. Don't waste your time asking a question he can't, but feel free, throw it in there. We'll do what we can. And we're going to have fun, man. So come on out. And then don't ever call it habanero again. How else do you want me to say it? I took French, bro. What do you want me to call it? So, and see, he's disrespecting me, and I just put his link in the chat. This is the thanks I get.
You're disrespecting me, Conrad. Don't just put it all on him.
How did I disrespect you?
Jordan Grace had a spectacular performance in the Royal Rumble. Please, you don't be a prisoner of the moment, Conrad. Please.
Let's see here.
You become so nice. When did you become so freaking nice?
Me and just like CM Punk, we've always been nice guys. People just don't see it.
Wow.
Habanero. That's a lot. Habanero. Listen. Oregon, potato.
Better stop putting negative energy out there before CM Punk twists an ankle 2 days before next year's WrestleMania.
Disrespectful.
Just saying.
Folks, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Winner of the No Surrender contest for Triller TV. Get at me. Thank you, Derek. Derek's bringing me them wings now. See, this is how you get things, people. You just have to ask. Make sure you guys check out the winner. The winner is Jocelyn.
Hey!
JJ. So make sure someone tells Jocelyn to get in contact with me either on Discord, Twitter, wherever we can find you. You know how it goes. Make sure you guys put it in there. Thank you for helping me pick that name, Sean, because I was struggling for a second there.
No problem.
And we will get at you. But the WWE 2K stream is going to be live tomorrow. Me and Derek Wednesday for AEW Dynamite review. It's a busy week. Get us to 2K. Subscribe to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. Subscribe to Clash of the Podcast. I'm going to let Sean take us on out of here. And Sean, take us on out, brother.
Having a lot of fun with Conrad tonight, messing with him a little bit. But I'm super, super excited for tomorrow night. Make sure you check out EPW right here on this channel. This is the EPW channel for those that don't know. This is a massive, massive come up for this guy who is the hardest working guy in podcasting. I have so much respect for this guy, and he is definitely going to bring fire tomorrow. This is a big deal, y'all. So make sure that you show up and show out tomorrow night right here on EPW as this very special WWE 2K 24 interview takes place with Conrad Cushman. That being said, make sure you check out Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. We do special shows quarterly for the biggest pay-per-views of the year. Make sure you check us out right here every Monday night, 6:05 for the flagship show, Clash of the Podcast. Always remember Wednesday nights, 10:15, 10:10, somewhere in that range. My guy Derek and the one and only Conrad Cushman bring you your AEW review. It's always love, it's always a good time, and it's always right here on Everything Pro Wrestling. So for myself, Sean Hubbard, for the one and only Conrad Cushman, we appreciate each and every one of you. God bless. Be encouraged. I want to actually add a little bit of sauce this week. For anybody who's going through anything, if you're having a tough time, if you're having a bad week, a bad day, a bad moment, just remember at the end of the day, there's always light at the end of the tunnel if you look hard enough. Remember that. There's always light at the end of the tunnel if you look hard enough. So once again, be blessed, be encouraged, and remember, evil it never, ever prevails. God bless you.